What's going on, guys? So I got a request from somebody to do a video, like a story time video, if I had ever used my martial arts skill in real life situations, like self-defense situations. Um, I'm kind of do something a little bit different. I mean, one story is a self-defense situation. Another one is just a fight I got into when I was in high school. This was about, let's see, it was 2016. I was junior in high school. It's about 5 years ago. So, I'm not going to be using the real names of people, okay? The only person whose name y'all's going to know is mine, okay? So, in order for y'all to understand how this story works, you have to understand how our school bus system worked. Okay, school let out at 3:05, okay? We have 6 buses outside the high school. There was 2 middle schools in the county. We had 2 high schools in the county, and one was on the far end of the county. This particular high school was the more populous of the two, and we had 2 middle schools that were about equal distance away. So what would happen is 3 buses would go to the middle school, and then 3 buses would go to the high school, and same with the elementary schools in the county. You would have 3 buses go to the elementary schools, go to the middle schools, 3 elementary school from this one, go to the other middle school. So what would happen is I never my bus was at the high school, the bus I took to go home, but I always rode a different one because it was less crowded, and it was at the very back of the line. And some days, if I wanted to talk to somebody and they rode this other bus, I would get on the bus. So I had 3 buses to choose from. There was the bus I took to get home, there was a middle bus, and there was this bus right here. So what I did is usually I rode the last bus, but this particular day I had a friend of mine. We're gonna call her Cheryl. Okay. So Cheryl says, "Yo, Braden, there's this dude on this bus. He's causing some issues. Can you kind of see what's up and tell me what you think we should do?" So I rode the bus that day, and this dude is just talking a whole bunch of smack to everyone. And what really makes me mad is this dude. We're gonna call him Gregory. And Gregory, me and him used to be cool, a couple years earlier. We went to the same boxing gym. We were on the wrestling team together. We used to be cool. I wouldn't say we were like homeboys or nothing, but we were cool. We didn't have an issue with each other. This dude's just talking all kinds of mad smack, right? So anyway, uh, he's telling people, he's just causing all kinds of trouble. And I'm just kind of listening. I don't want to get involved just yet. And so, I go home, go throughout the day, and you know, all was well and good. Uh, didn't hear anything else about it. About a week or two goes by. Cheryl comes back like, "Yo, dude, it's getting real bad. He's talking a whole bunch of mad smack now." Now, keep in mind, this dude, like I said, we went to the boxing gym together, and we boxed together. So he knew that I had martial arts experience. He knew that we were on the wrestling team together. So he knew I was a fighter. And so this, apparently, I don't know where this came from, but apparently someone told him I was trying to get into the UFC or something because he starts talking smack, and I was like, look, dude, one day you're gonna open your mouth to the wrong person and you're gonna get your face punched, and I'm probably gonna laugh. So then whenever I tell him that, he starts directing stuff towards me. Calling me fake UFC fighter. Told me the reason I didn't do wrestling anymore is because I knew I could, because he knew that he could win against me, and that's the reason I don't box anymore. It's the reason I don't do fight sports anymore was because I knew that he could beat me, which was far from the truth. I quit doing fight sports because I wanted to get involved in high school sports. That is why I quit doing fight sports. So anyway, he had his own little delusion of what he thought was going to happen. So he just keeps talking all this smack, and then there was a girl. A big issue in our school was teen pregnancy. So there was this pregnant girl who rode the bus. We're gonna call her. We're gonna call her Jessica. So Jessica's like, dude, you just need to shut up. Someone's gonna punch you in the face, and you're just gonna get the hell knocked out of you, basically. And then he starts talking smack to her, and her brother tries to get involved, and her and I just tell her brother, I was like, "Yo, just calm down. It ain't no big deal. Just calm down." So he's literally heated because he's talking smack to this girl. He's talking smack to this dude's sister, and this dude wanted to get at him so bad. So then, after everything calms down with him, he starts directing stuff back to me, and I'm like, you know what? He's not gonna learn. I'm just gonna shut up. And so I just turn around back in my seat, and he starts like poking me in the back of the head, trying to get my attention, still talking all kinds of mad smack. And so it just keeps going on and on. And Gregory, finally, he he works my nerve up. I turn around and I was like, "Look, you want to fight? Do you want to fight? I will gladly let you have the first hit if you want to fight, just to get you to shut up." And he's like, "Nah, man, I don't want to fight." And usually that's the first indicator. Someone tries to get you to the point where you want to fight, and then when they realize you ain't bitch made, they back down. That's usually when you know that they are bitch made. But anyway, this dude, he just keeps talking smack, and the minute he wants to, and then another, man, he start, I get to the point, I was like, you keep saying you want to fight me, let's fight right now. You keep saying you want to fight, let's fight. If it'll shut up, if it'll get you to shut up, let's fight. And he's like, nah, I don't want to whoop your ass too bad. That's usually the point when you know someone is bitch made, 100%. So, so, I was like, so you don't want to fight, but you keep trying to aggravate me to the point where, someone's going to punch you in the face, but you don't want to fight. You're trying to get me to fight this whole time, but you ain't going to fight. And then I had another friend of mine who was sitting at the front of the bus. Uh, she was like, she knew what I was capable of. She knew I'd been knowing her. See, at this point, I've been knowing her about 4 years at this point. So she knew what I was capable of. And she's like calling me from her brothers, Braden, don't do it. Don't do it, because she knew I was about at my limit. And then she was like a really, really good friend of mine. I would have done anything for her. And so the minute he gets up, looks at her, and says, "Shut up, bitch." Oh, I let loose. I turned around. I was like, "No, you shut the fuck up." And then at that point, I would like to say I blacked out, but I didn't. I was fully coherent. I started beating this dude in his face all over the place. And then he gets up. He tries to pull my shirt over my head, and it gave me a little burn mark on my neck. And then after I finish telling the story, I will show you the shirt that I was wearing. And I know that I remember this shirt so well because to this day I refuse to wear it. Um, so we started beating. He has me in kind of like a really weak headlock, and I'm just throwing uppercut after uppercut. And finally, I get him and I throw him down on the bus floor, and I notice the whole right side of his face is bloody. I busted his eye socket. I felt horrible. And then the minute I knew he wasn't going to learn his lesson was whenever I have him down on the ground, his face is covered in blood, and he's still talking shit. "Oh, that's all you got? That's all you got? That's all you got?" I'm like, bro. So finally, I just get up off of him. I grab my book bag and I move to the front of the bus. And somebody showed me the video because we got to the middle school and I got from this bus to my bus. So I decided, somebody's like, "Dude, so many people got this on camera. Do you want to see it?" And I was like, "Sure." And like I was scared of myself. Like I had never seen me act like that before. I just looked like a raging animal, and I felt so bad. And it took about 3 days for disciplinary action to kick in because I tried to keep this a secret, and especially for my dad. I was living with my dad from the time, and I kept it a secret. And my dad was more upset that I didn't tell him. He wasn't upset about what had happened because I did it for the right reasons. I was standing up for people, but there was a whole different way that I could have went about it. And I was also in my ROTC unit, which is like a military type class, and we actually go through ranks like military. And I got D-ranked in ROTC, but I mean, it was one of those things. I knew I had done wrong, so I wasn't mad at any of the consequences. So now, that's pretty much that story. I ended up getting 5 days of suspended from school. He got 5 days, and there was possible legal action. But I mean, even to this day, I'll see him in the store and be like, I'm suing you, right? And this was 5 years ago. There's really nothing that can be done. But I'm gonna go grab the shirt so y'all can see this. This is the shirt. It says, "Keep staring. I might do a trick." And for the longest time, I had to put the shirt in the back of my closet because every time I look at it, I would get sick to my stomach. Even now, looking at it, my stomach's starting to turn a little bit because it has such a negative connotation for me. This next story, um, looking back on it, is kind of humorous. But this happened a little over a year ago. I was working at McDonald's, and it was roughly 8 o'clock at night. And I'm taking the trash out. Which, okay, you have the McDonald's store here, and then the trash is like over here. So I walk out the back door, and I'm going over here, and it's encased in like a brick enclosure almost. And apparently, these two drunken hillbilly looking dudes decide they're gonna hide out behind there. I didn't see them, but I throw the trash in there, and I'm come walking back, and all of a sudden I feel something hit the back of my knees, and I fall, and I look back, and these two idiots are laughing. And I don't think it was the fact that they hit me that made me mad. It was the fact that they was laughing, so they thought they was gonna get away with it. So again, I didn't black out. I was fully coherent. So what happened was I completely just murdered, like I completely go ape shit on these dudes. Taking them two at a time. I don't remember everything that like happened. I don't remember it move for move, but there was a good mix of street fighting and martial arts involved. And apparently it was bad because I had people yelling at me from like co-workers yelling at me from the drive-through window like I'm a dog. It's like, Brady, no, no, stop, no, no, stop, no. So finally, they get up, they run away. We call the police, and they were like, "Which way did they go?" And I told them they went that way. And they were like, "Do you remember what they look like?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't really paying attention. But if you see a couple dudes in a white tank tops and flannel t-shirts, like in a plaid t-shirt pattern, a plaid button-up shirt, and there's blood on it, that's probably them." Like, they say, "All right," and they go, and about 10 minutes later, they come back with two dudes in their car. I was like, "That them?" And I was like, "Yep, that's them." So that's just a couple times I've had. First time wasn't even really martial arts related. It was just flat out street brawl. But the second time, I was a little bit more practiced. So that was I would count that as a self-defense situation. But that's my story time for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you want me to share other stories, let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Braden White.